up and you start doing what we trained to do. Otherwise, don't come back to this fucking corner.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Box Talk. Today it's James Degale versus Marco Antonio Periban in the final eliminator for the WBC?
The IBF.
IBF title for Carl Froch. James Degale been calling the name, saying he's ready for the fight. Ade, does he get through this night?
Yeah, he does. But not an easy matchup. Not an easy matchup. James Degale's in that position where, look, he kind of got, I was like to say, he kind of disappeared for a few years. Yeah. Not his fault. Promoters, Channel 5 wasn't working, small arenas. He's now got the taste of big arenas, big fights. So you don't get no bigger than 80,000 at Wembley. He needs to still stay relevant. Yeah. Even if he doesn't get the Carl Froch fight, and it's a big, probably that he won't, it seems like it's gone the other way now, he needs to stay relevant, get the fan base behind him.
Stay active. And
stay active, because James Degale has always had injuries, niggles, and I think that happens when he's out of boxing. Yeah. Stays in boxing, stays in shape. We've got a great middleweight, super middleweight, great super middleweight.
The thing about James Degale, he's undoubtedly talented, one of the most talented, and watching boxing beautiful, he's a beautiful boxer to watch, he does great things, but you have to be honest with his career progression. As Ade said, there was issues promotional and Channel 5 and things going forward. Also, he's living off that last performance against Brandon Rios, which was a great performance, but Brandon Gonzalez. And the fights before that were good, but they weren't scintillating. Yeah. This is a good fight for him. It's a fight which I would say it's a fight that he's supposed to win. Yeah. But he's still got to answer those questions.
The thing about James Degale, James Degale's in that position where right now, it's not just if you win, it's almost how you win as well. Look, for him to get the Carl Froch fight, first of all, he needs to be explosive in this fight. He needs to do what no one's done before, which is stop Periban, I believe. Going to a points decision is not good enough. You're right, he's living a bit off the Brandon Gonzalez fight, and so he should, because it was a fantastic performance. I think Periban could be a step up above Gonzalez in terms of level of opposition, in terms of who they fought.
I agree 100%. I said in the video for Brandon Gonzalez and James Degale that Brandon Gonzalez never been past 8 rounds for a reason. Being carried in sparring by Andre Ward doesn't make you world class. But being in the ring with Sakio Bika for I think it was for the eliminator.
I think it was at the time.
I think it was the eliminator for the fight. Tells you something about the person's level. You don't go 12 rounds with Sakio Bika unless you're really, really tough. And if I remember correctly, the night after Sakio Bika fought, me and you spoke about it at your house, and you thought Periban done enough to possibly steal the fight.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, once you get a majority decision, and it was a majority decision, I think one judge had it as a draw, and then a couple of judges had it by a couple of points to Bika. It shows you're ready for it. Ward struggled with Bika, and we're talking about a Bika a year and a half ago. Bika now, I think he's slowed down a bit. Bika then was hungry, strong. After that, he fought Badou Jack for a draw. Badou Jack was supposed to fight James Degale. And then he fought Jeon Love, again, a guy that's supposed to fight James Degale. And so he's mixed it with everything.
Jeon Love was supposed to get a title shot if he didn't get knocked out by Porky.
There you go. So he's mixed it with boxers, he's mixed it with sluggers. And he's Mexican, they build him tough over there. It's a tough fight.
What people forget about Periban as well, he's actually a big Mexican. And he's a big super middleweight. Whereas he's not body beautiful, but he's big shoulders, heavy set. He doesn't look like a typical athlete,
I get you.
But he's big. You can tell he's a solid guy. Clearly much bigger than the super middleweight limit. James Degale has to really box his style of fighting to win this fight. Don't get caught in the tear up, and don't sit on the ropes too long with such a big guy.
One thing about James Degale, and I think you said it at the beginning of the video, look, James Degale is one of the best boxers out there, especially super middleweight. I'd probably say Andre Ward and Andre Durrell, the only super middleweights that I think stylistically I like watching a bit better.
Yeah, skill-wise.
Skill set, I probably think they're just above him. No shame in that. One thing about James Degale, he gets sloppy. He gets on that ropes far too much. He almost wants to take a few to say he can take it, and then he comes back. Against Periban, who, like you say, really is a light heavyweight, you can't stay on the ropes. He's got to get this guy out there and make this guy know they can get him out there early. Or we're going all the way to a 12-round fight.
All fights are risk, and you know, anyone can lose a fight on any given day. That's just a part of the sport. But for James Degale, it wouldn't look good if he lost against Periban, knowing that Periban has not won a fight in his last 3. It would not be a good thing for him, saying, well, this guy has lost against guys who are less naturally talented than you. They beat him or drew with him, and you lost. So he's got to look at it, whereas yes, Periban's coming in with nothing to lose. James Degale has got everything to lose in this fight, considering his #1 position spot as well.
He is, like you say, he's mandatory, so he's putting that up for a risk. All Team Degale think, look, what, that that they're ready for Carl Froch. It's not just about being ready for Carl Froch, you've got to sell the fight as well. Everyone seems to have forgot the first 16, 17 fights before the Gonzalez fight. James DeGale's almost lucky that he's starting from a clean slate. So right after that Brandon Gonzalez performance, everyone thinking that he can go on. Will he get the Froch fight even if he does win this? No, I don't think he will. But he's got to show people that he can. Remember, it's about selling fights as well. He's got to be able to fill a stadium or fill an arena by himself. And I think he needs to put on a great performance like that. Get the British public back on his side, which just slowly coming back. And then we've got a fight ready.
The good thing about James DeGale is that since he's come back with Matchroom and he's now showing being fights on Sky, he's getting those sound bites out on Sky. He's getting those little slots on the ringside. He's getting little things that Channel 5 couldn't provide, which is not a criticism to Channel 5, but that's how it grows your brand. If you go onto the Sky Sports website and go on their podcast and their little bits and bobs, his name is being thrown around a lot, and he's got little bits on there. That's something he was not getting. So that helps in the past 6 months. Now he has to put proof in the pudding, make an example out of Periban, and move forward next year for a title shot.
Tell you what's very interesting, I'm going to get your predictions after this. George Groves is now on that card. Callum Smith's now on that card. Carl Froch is going to be ringside. Paul Smith's going to be ringside. British middleweights now, they're starting to really put them all together. It's like they're all trying to... Basically, there's going to be a lot of mix 2015. Look, I don't know if Callum Smith's ready to make that step up. And I don't think either are going to fight Paul Smith. But George Groves being on that card... is interesting. It's interesting.
What it does, it keeps everyone on a level playing field.
On their toes as well.
On their toes in the same. So there's no excuse for joining up matches down the line. For example, if they keep them together and fighting closely together, you could say summertime, either one they could match up in fights together.
Okay, how does it play out?
I'm going for James DeGale, and I don't think it's going to be easy. And James DeGale, I wouldn't think James DeGale is a big puncher. As in a one-punch quitter, but if he catches you clean with his technique, he could take you out clean. I reckon it will take him a few rounds to get in there, but I'm hoping for a mid-round stoppage, impressive, just like I said with the Periban, with the Brandon Gonzalez fight. He's going to have to do it, and he knows he's up against it. And I'm going for James DeGale mid-round stoppage.
He's shown me now that the power's there. So as hard as Periban is to stop, he's never been stopped. I expect James DeGale to do a mid to late stoppage, maybe 9 or 10 if he wears him out. The crowd's going to be behind him, the atmosphere, the pressure on him. I expect him to stop and get him out.
James has got this skill, as we said, use your jab, use your feints, hide the shots coming, and just make him walk into one. And that's what he does. That's what James DeGale is. If he does that, I can't see him losing this fight. All I'm concerned of is, like I said, is that he doesn't get the performance he really needs to move forward in 2015.
Does he get the Carl Froch fight if he wins? Does he? Doesn't get it?
No. I honestly think Carl Froch he talked previously about a year ago about time to hang it up, and I think he's really like he wants that Joe Calzaghe ended, where Joe Calzaghe went to the States, got Hopkins, got Roy Jones. He wants the icing on the cake. For him right now, I don't think it's a money issue. I don't think it's a motivation issue. It's a legacy issue for him, and legacy is not about the world of boxing. It's for himself to say, I headlined Vegas, I headline New York, I headline something like that. That's what it is for him. It's for his own personal.
Alright, look, there you go, guys. Look, James DeGale, Marco Antonio Periban. It's a mandatory fight. Well, he was already mandatory anyway, but it's kind of like a second mandatory fight. We got James DeGale winning, stoppage, maybe 8, from 8 onwards. What do you guys think? Does James DeGale win? If he does he get Carl Froch? It doesn't seem like he will get Carl Froch, but does he deserve Carl Froch? That's the question. Does he deserve it? Can they together fill an arena? I'm not sure they can, and that's probably the problem right now. But leave your comments below. Tell us what James DeGale goes. If he does win, email us at
boxtalk@hotmail.co.uk, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at boxtalkuk.
Also, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Please check our subscribers. They are growing. We want more. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching another edition of Boxtalk.